have 12 here.
And I'm going to have...
That's 10. I got a cup for 12.
I think I'll have enough. Whoop.
I only found two without meat or
And
cheese.
the first place for the judges was number 5. Are you raising your hand? It was number 5.
I just want to tell you this. The thing is, I know everything. Oh. And if you believe that, then I'm sorry.
I want to know what he made. What did he make? What did he make?
I didn't make anything.
The shrimp and feta cheese.
Greek style pasta. What was it?
It was shrimp, feta cheese, a little bit of gorgonzola cheese, artichoke hearts, garlic.
Ooh. Very good. Boy, I wish I had some of that. Just some of those.
I got more at home. Stop by.
Okay, I'm coming over for dinner.
I looked at the bacon votes, and it still came out the same way. The public vote for second place was number 7.
I voted 9 and 11 because they didn't have cheese or meat.
Was number 13.
Are you going to film on the stairs?
Yes, look at that red carpet.
Do you want my foot?
Yeah. Thick red carpet.
Are you going to be all right walking up these stairs?
Sure. Thank you, though.
There's a chair thing. Right up, I guess. There's a chair.
If you've never been here to the North Chatham Talent Show, you are in for something different. Special. This is going to be the best one ever. Or at least the best one this week. And thank you, Carol. Thank you for playing us in the prelude. We're going to hear more from Carol later on. How many of you are doing acts? Raise your hands. Awesome.
I guess we are, right? Yeah. We're
Great. We're going to hear from folks who you've heard from before. We're going to hear from folks that you've never heard from ever. And that's good. We got a really well-rounded group of folks coming up tonight to show you what they've got. We've got Zumba, we've got line dancing, we've got piano players, we've got other stuff. I don't know what exactly it is, but we'll see. But thank you for coming. There's going to be dessert downstairs afterwards, so you ought to be ready to go at that point. And with no further ado, let's start the show.
myself. I'm addicted to the hokey pokey, but I turn myself around. I say, give me ambiguity or give me something else. Oh, I can't get enough minimalism. I had amnesia once, or maybe twice. Our next act.
Our next act is Carapace Farms Puppetry. Susanna White and her family are going to come up and they're going to tell the story of the Little Red Hen.
Yes, we are. And if you're very short, you might want to come right here because it might be hard to see in the back some of the things that are happening right now here. Just as an introduction to this, I want you to know that this group of puppeteers has never practiced together.
Just right for this show.
You got to start somewhere, right? We have Philip. Whoa. He's back here. He's warming up first. Okay.
One summer day.
Wait, whoa. Well, the little red hen will let you know when she's ready. She's got to adjust the Bible. The Bible's in here to hold me. To hold everything. Bill, you might want the mic.
You think I need a mic? Okay. So they might need a mic too.
I can hear you good.
You want to get
Just take it out. We'll talk as loud as we can, won't we? Yes.
Well, we need a mic.
Oh. I can't. I need two hands.
Susanna,
Yes.
you want a mic?
It's all right. We'll be as loud as we can. Otherwise, watch the action. We're ready, Philip.
one summer day, the little
Will help me reap this wheat.
Not I.
said her pal the fat cat. Said her friend the grand goose.
Not I.
Said her buddy the proud pig.
Very well then,
Said the little red hen.
I will do it myself.
And she did. She snipped the stalks with her beak and she separated the grain with her claws. A very busy hen was she.
Let's see. It's time to take this wheat to the miller to be ground into flour. Who will help me take this wheat?
Asked the little red hen.
Oh, not I.
Said her pal the fat cat.
Not I.
Said her friend the grand goose.
Won't be me.
Said her buddy the proud pig.
Very well then,
Said the little red hen.
I will do it myself.
And she did. So she gathered her basket of grain, told her chicks to wait in the barnyard, and trudged off to the mill. And a very busy hen was she. The miller ground her grain into flour. The little red hen thanked him and returned home.
Now I have my flour. It is time to bake the bread. Who will help me bake my bread?
Asked the little red hen.
Not I.
Here I swallowed some Scrabble tiles. My next trip to the bathroom could spell disaster.
Enough so that we feel that we can have some dessert afterwards. They're taken care of.
There is a net So we're fortunate enough to meet here every Monday morning, and we have lots of fun. We're not here for perfection. We're not here to show you how we strut our stuff, although we will. But we're here just to have fun. And we use Zuba Gold is great. It's kind of geared for people who don't want to do the jumping around and the bopping around that you might see on TV for regular Zumba. So we just bring it down a notch, and we get to use music from all over the place. From yesterday, from today, from Latin countries, from all over the place. So we have a little sampling of a lot of different music for you. My ladies and gentlemen are not used to being on rug. Rug is not ideal for Zumba because we have to pivot and move. So I'm going to remind them again to be very careful, to lift, and nobody falls off the steps. Because even though I'm a nurse, I'm And you ask why the bells? Because it's loud. It makes noise. Up and back. I have a step to keep my eye on. And we like to sing along, too. There we go, Mr. Barker.
Hey folks, how are you? This, can you hear me okay?
Now, use the microphone, please.
Okay, microphone? Thank you. 1, 2, 3, testing. 5, 6, 7, 8, testing. This woman said I had the most delicious recipe for casserole. And her friend says, well, what is it? She says, I just mentioned it. And my husband says, let's eat out. A man came home from work and he was exhausted and his wife says, what's the matter here? He said, they gave us aptitude tests at work and I flunked. And she says, that's dreadful. He says, yes, it's a good thing I own a company. A little Hollywood extra got his first speaking part in a movie. And the scene was, the detective would say, did you see this woman drink this cup of coffee? And he was to say, I did. He went home and he practiced all the ways he could say, I did, I did, I did, I did. Come time to shoot the scene, the detective says, did you see this woman drink this cup of coffee? And he said, did I? Why, folks, why did the inventor cross a microwave oven with a TV set? So he could watch 60 minutes in a quarter of an hour. Now, an owl and a goat had a friendship. What did they call it? Hootenanny? This little boy and his dog would go to school together every morning, and everybody in the neighborhood thought it was very endearing. They would go to school in the morning, they'd come home in the afternoon, and one day it all stopped. The dog graduated. Now, if you're going to have an argument with the boss, it's best to see both sides, his side and the outside. What do you call a veterinarian who specializes in elephant skin disease?
Pachydermis.
Oh! Stand up!
You're next.
Stand up! Now, are you going to confess? Are you going to confess? Where did you hear that? You want to know where she heard it, folks? She heard it at the Reformed Church last night. Who invented the upside-down lighthouse? Does anybody know who invented the upside-down lighthouse? It's for submarines. A man said that he loaned his friend money for a facelift. A man said he loaned his friend for a facelift, and his friend said, did you ever get it back? His other friend said, did you ever get it back? And he says, no, I can't find him. I don't know what he looks like. A father was asked, Daddy, what's an example of minority rule? And what did Daddy say? Having a baby in the house. And a man's walking down the street, folks, with a darling Cocker Spaniel puppy in his arms. And he meets his friend and he says, what do you think of this Cocker Spaniel puppy I got for my wife? His friend said, that's not a bad trade. And it's at a church, and there's a rummage sale, and a woman goes up to the minister and she says, you see that little room over there in the corner? Yeah. Well, I sold everything in that room. And the minister bowed his head and prayed. What's the matter? That's the cloakroom. A woman was in an artist studio, and she said to the artist, I love your colors. I wish I could take them home with me. And the artist says, you will, ma'am. You're sitting on my brushes. An old maid revised her will, and she wanted only female pallbearers. Why? No male pallbearers, just female pallbearers. They didn't take me out when I was alive, and they're not Mother, why is the bride wearing white? And Mother said, well, that's the symbol for happiness. Well, why is the groom wearing black? The last joke I have to tell you, this church had a Bible selling contest. And the man who sold the most Bibles he stuttered severely. And the parishioner said, what did you say to the people that sell the most Bibles? And he said, I just said, do you want to buy a Bible, or do you want to read it to me?
Thank you, Glendora. Jim Barker, where are you?
Right here.
All right. Jim is going to play the classic tune by Jennifer Lopez, If You Have My Love. Thank you, Carol. That would have been really interesting.
It's going to be complete improvisation. And what's going to happen is that we're going to make up dialogue to a scene. But we can only ask each other questions. So if one of us comes up empty or says something that's not a question, Willsie's going to let us know. And when we hear that sound, the guilty party has to step back and somebody else takes her place. And we'll just keep going and see how long we can go and see if we can mess each other up. Now, because this is improvised, we don't know what we're going to talk about, and this is where you come in. So from this side of the audience, I need a suggestion for a place where guys would stand around talking.
Bar.
At the bar, okay? And from this side of the audience, I need a suggestion for what the guys would talk about. And you can't say baseball, because that's what we did for rehearsal the other night. So, what's that?
Finding the right girl.
Finding the right girl. Okay. So we're standing around the bar, talking about trying to find the right girl.
Be careful.
Brown, okay. Who was that girl that saw you the last night?
Do you want fries with that?
Do you serve fries here?
Why would we serve fries here?
Well, you just asked me if I wanted fries. Why do you serve fries here?
How did you meet your wife?
How do you know I have a wife?
Who was that woman I saw you with last night?
Was it the same woman I saw you with last night?
Could have been.
I would really appreciate it.
We have a victim.
And is there a male that would like to come up and sit here?
This may be very dangerous.
Anyone? I need you to go. Come on. You're a good example.
Of what?
Tonight I'm going to talk to you about a very popular personal subject. It's man's brain versus a woman's brain. Now, a man's brain is very, very unique from a woman's. Inside that head are tiny little boxes. There's a box for the car, there's a box for the money, there's a box for work, there's a box for hunting, there's a beer box, there's a lunch box. And all those little boxes are in there, and they can't touch one another. They have to be completely separated. You ever talk, a man comes up with a subject, he takes that box out. You want to talk to him about his car, he takes that box out, he talks about the car. He can talk about nothing else except what's in that box. That's all he can talk about. And when he's finished, he folds the box up, he puts the cover on, he puts it back inside, and it never touches the other box. Never. A woman's brain is full of wire. And the car wire is connected to the job wire is connected to the school wire, the school wire is connected to the in-law wire, and it's constantly all over thinking about all these things at one time. Now, that's why women can multitask. Men can't multitask because they got to take that box out, and open up the box, and put the box back in, and they can't touch it.
My favorites as a teenager because I was not exactly a tenor. And when you're a bass, you have to have the bass singers that are your idol. Brooke Benton was mine. He did a song in early 60s called Hotel Happiness. And what we're going to do is, I'm going to do this song a cappella. But the only music I'm going to have is you. Because what I need from you is finger snap. With me. I'm checking out a hotel loneliness. I got my bags all packed. You know that it's true. I'm gonna meet my new address. Hotel happiness. Because darling, I found you. I'm gonna leave my teardrops in that old lonely room. I'm gonna leave my heartache back there too. I'm gonna lay on my new address. It's hotel happiness. Because darling, I found you. Well, I wake up dreaming of your crazy kisses. You know that I wake up telling Mr. Misery, here's your key. I'm checking out a hotel loneliness. I got my bags all packed, so you know that's true. I'm gonna meet my new address, hotel happiness. Because darling, I found you.
Thank you, Carol. And thank you. One more round of applause for all the talent. Italia is going to be the best talent show ever. Sweet. Wilsey, like the Pied Piper. Wilsey's going to take us out.
We're going to come and follow me. We're going to go down. We're going to have some dessert.
A few years ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can tell you one. I think it was 2010, and it was St. Patrick's Day week because I know I was wearing green.